as you can see, what we got here is we got the central column, and we're going to take that apart. Let's see, we got something with our bearings here. This thing's a little loose, but maybe they all are like that. Another thing I'm going to do, because on Ed's video, which I will have in the playlist here, Ed did basically an assembly video of his, and he talked about the light, and that's been a really popular video of ours. And one of the questions I get on that video is the wiring diagram. So I am going to, after I do this video, I'm going to make a wiring diagram, because we're going to pull all this stuff apart. And it's really simple, but at least we'll have something that hopefully will help you guys out. And I've also had questions on this switch. Somebody needed to replace it. Basically, I guess my advice would be just get rid of it. Take the switch out, just wire it on so it's on all the time, and that way you can control it with a line cord or a little lamp switch or something. That would be the easier thing to do. But so let's get started. This is all kind of pop metal in here and stuff. I'm going to move the camera around so you get a more of a close-up view. But this thing's definitely got a curve to it. They warp. Bound to happen, probably why some of the plastic is broken on here. I will not be straightening this out, because it's just the weight of the whole, this thing's hanging like this. So you got the ballast that's just heavy. We'll be changing out with electronic ballast, by the way, but not in this video. This is just a tear down of this central column. Okay, so I'm sorry if things go out of focus here, but they're just kind of limitations of the camera. So let's see. What we want to do is try to get everything out of the center here, but it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Especially with all the wiring in here. Okay, let's pull off these brackets first. Somebody's been in here and repaired this, because this is a later fix. This is just a nut on here because the hole was kind of stripped out. Let's see if we can take that off first. This is the first time I've worked on one, so I'm sure there are better ways to do it than what I'm doing. That's okay. That's how we learn. Okay, now we got that off. We can see where the line cord comes in here, and this is where the connections are. Got a couple of wire nuts on here, and I'm going to be replacing this stuff anyway, but we will just undo the wire nuts. Makes it easy. So this bearing is a little worn out. This is a standard bearing. So I might either swap these two around or possibly buy another one. It shouldn't be too hard to come by. I mean, it rotates good, but it's got a lot of up and down movement that I don't like here. Whereas this one might be the same, but it probably doesn't matter at the end of the day. This is our swivel up here. Let's take a look at this guy. So power comes through the swivel, so this is our input here. Comes down, and it's got a couple of fingers inside here, so this can rotate around 360 degrees. Take this off. Well, maybe not. Let's pop that swivel off. Grab a different pliers. And because this is all kind of a fragile plastic, you don't want to over tighten this when you put it back on. Very important. Okay, there's our little nut. And this is just kind of pushed on down. We'll see if we can maneuver it off here. There we go. It's got to rock it a little bit. Perfect. Okay. Look at how black that is. That carries all the current for the light and the motor. When this is bad, or when it needs to be cleaned out, it'll cause the light to flicker and the motor to kind of judder around with the light flickering in and out. So yeah. Yeah, look at how nasty that is. Alright, so let's pull this U-shape part off. See what we can see there. Okay, so coming out of the top, we've got the main power for the unit. And those wires go underneath. Alright, that makes sense. These wires are a little brittle, so I might end up replacing them, depending on if I'm able to solder them in here. I probably won't be able to, but we'll at least give it a shot. Got a Syncron motor, made in the USA. Very nice. See if we can get these off here without breaking them. See, I also want to pull out that circlip. I think maybe I can leave that. Yeah, I can leave that. Looks like the circlip is smaller. Okay, no worries there. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm looking at how this is assembled. If I can get the ring out without breaking anything, it would be possible for me to replace the wires, because the insulation is very tough on these wires. Okay, here's our plate. This is our Syncron motor. Alright. Okay, so looking at the switch wiring, the black wire coming out of here runs down to our switch, and then the wire coming out of the switch goes to this junction with 3 wires on it. I'm going to disconnect the motor, hopefully. Where's my other motor lead go to? Oops. What did we just lose? Just lost something. I don't want to step around just in case I step on something. I'm not seeing what fell out. Oh, the centerpiece here. Alright. Where did that go? Oh, okay. That went underneath here. Here's the piece that came out. That was on the underside. Oh, that makes it really easy to repair. Alright, I should be able to solder that real carefully and replace these wires. Alright, that's good to know. Okay. Alright, so the other end of the motor wire goes to this other bundle, which would be the neutral side of things. Alright. One wire for the motor goes to the hot side, one wire goes to the neutral side. I'm going to put a tag on that so I understand what's going on. So we got wire coming out of the switch, wire going to the motor, wire going to the ballast. Hot. The other one is our neutral. So let's disconnect this motor. it doesn't matter which wire, because we're doing alternating current, it doesn't matter which wire goes where, but one wire is much longer on our motor, so. Alright, that's pretty much as far as I need to disassemble it. I'll make a wiring diagram, I'll put it, I'll probably just insert a long picture of it at the end of this video, or a few seconds. And let's test out this motor next though. Let me get a test cord. Alright, got my handy dandy cord here. It's just a short cord. I couldn't find the one that had my test leads on it, but then I thought, hey, I can just wire nut these. That'll be safe, and that'll certainly work. As long as I don't tug on too hard. Okay, got my handy dandy power switch cord here. Let's put that over there. Okay, good. We are turning. Don't want to damage the threads on this. Okay, yeah, I'm holding it still and I can feel the motor. There's a bad spot in the gear here. And now it's locked right up. Yeah, so there is a bad spot in the gear. Okay, so if you want to know what motor is in here, let me unplug this here. It is 630F, 110 volt, 60 hertz, 4 watts, 1.3 RPM, and this is going to be the big long model number. I'll read it off and then I'll let you see what it is. So it is, and I'll put this in the description too. 38080L-2WA-3-6-76-125, probably a serial number of 9522. Okay, and that is Syncron motor. I'm going to do a little search on that and see if I can find something new for a reasonable price. We'll see. Okay, now that I got the wiring diagram made up, let's pull off the remaining wires. I'm going to replace the wires on the slip ring when I clean it up. Okay, and the new ballast, much simpler hookup, not requiring a starter because it is electronic. We've only got 2 wires on the new ballast, that's all that it needs. And this connector will go in here, and so we're just gonna get crazy chopping wires and getting rid of some stuff. Alright, like I said, we've got that wiring diagram made so I don't have to worry about where anything goes. Super easy to connect up anyway. Okay, here is the slip ring. We'll work on that later. And here is the old ballast. Like I said, we're going to clip these wires off. With this new ballast being so much smaller, I don't need to remove this starter socket at all. We're not going to use it anyway. All right, let's get this out of here. I think I'll be able to use the same mounting holes. We'll see. There we go. That's nice, able to slip it off without any other issues. Okay, nice. This one says 494. I don't know if that means it was replaced in 94. This could have been replaced before. I'm just not sure. But yeah, with this new one in there, much better fitment. And it looks like I'll be able to use the original mounting screws. That'll be great. A lot more room for everything too. Okay, good.